Hello everybody. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hello, my name is Carly Gifford, and on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I post sit-down videos explaining to you drama that's going on the internet, but honestly, mainly TikTok. Now, before I start every video, I like to tell you guys what I am drinking and which chapstick I'm using. Sorry, this light just really works well so I can see through to like how much product is left in my tubes of lip gloss typically. So I'm using the Tower 28 SOS Lip Softy. This is just the clear one. Honestly, I gotta say, like, I really like this one a lot. I just wish that the applicator was a little bit different. It's just a rounded one, kind of like how Carmex is, the liquid tube. So I don't really love that. It makes it kind of difficult to apply, but overall I would say that this is a pretty good lip balm. And I am drinking a chai latte in my favorite little fruit cup. Genuinely one of my favorite cups that I have ever thrifted. It has flowers and fruit on it, which is so cool. But I think that is pretty much it as far as, you know, needing to preface this video with anything, so let's jump into it. So today we are talking about country music star Mr. Morgan Wallen. Now, he has found himself in quite a few scandals. He was partying with some college girls, cheated on some people, threw a chair off a balcony at one point in time. That was honestly the last time I had ever talked about him, because in Nashville he threw a chair over the balcony of a bar that was like upstairs, like on the rooftop, and the chair actually ended up within a few feet of some police officers that were standing down on the street. He got into quite a lot of trouble for that. But today we are talking about something a little bit different. For the most part, he hasn't been in a lot of trouble since the chair throwing incident, but recently he was the guest host on Saturday Night Live. He sang a song, did his thing. He was there for the closing credits when they say goodnight to everybody and whatnot. And he hugged Mikey, is it Mikey Madison? I should look. Yeah, I was right, Mikey Madison. And he did give her a hug during the closing credits. And typically it's customary for everybody to stay on the stage until the camera yells cut, we're clear, we're not live anymore, and then everyone disperses and leaves. So during that time they're like hugging, high-fiving, just visiting with each other. Well, Morgan walked straight off the set, like front and center, left. Walked right by the camera. And Saturday Night Live has all types of signage around saying like live recording, you know, stuff like that. So he 100,000,000% knew that they were live. So people were like, yo, what's his beef with Saturday Night Live? People were really like, he's mad at them for something. And honestly, people had some thoughts about this, because then later Morgan put on his story, "Get me to God's country," excuse me, and people were kind of like, yo, what do you mean by that? Like, God's country? You mean Tennessee? Like, so many different states refer to themselves as God's country, and it's like, okay, yeah, I guess like the whole world then is God's country. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, stop overusing that. It's so annoying. But people were like, what's his problem with New York? Like, he signed on to do it. You know, if he didn't want to, why did he show up? That's why people think that there's maybe some beef between him and Saturday Night Live.
Kenan Thompson did an interview today where he addressed the Morgan Wallen walking off stage at SNL while the end credits rolled that everyone found extremely strange. Then, we all know Morgan followed it up with this Instagram story, "Get me to God's country," with a picture of his private jet, which has become a huge Twitter meme at this point. But Kenan said, "I don't know what goes through people's minds when they decide to do stuff like that. I don't know if he understood the assignment or not, or if he was really feeling a certain kind of way. I thought maybe he had to go to the potty or something." Thinking that Morgan Wallen was going to shit himself and that's why he ran off the stage is honestly really funny, but then he says it's definitely a spike in the norm. We're used to everyone just turning around and high-fiving us and saying, good job, good job. So when there's a departure from that, it's like, I wonder what that's about. The God's country of it all is strange to say, because it's like, what are you trying to say? You're trying to say that we're not all in God's country? We're not all in God's country. We're not all under God's umbrella. That's not necessarily my favorite.
Get me back to God's country. What a dorky thing to say from the king of dorks, Morgan Wallen. And if you listen to him, you're a dork as well. This guy's a phony, back pew, fake Christian, and he's saying whatever it takes to sell records. I mean, what do you mean by you're flying back, get me back to God's country? You agreed to do SNL, and he's gonna make a big fuss about it. It's all just a ploy to sell records. God's country. He's not flying to Bethlehem. He's not flying to Gaza. He's flying to Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee, you know, Christian girl Vegas. The place where every Christian girl from the South goes on their bachelorette party because they don't want to go to Las Vegas because that's Sin City. They'd rather ride a bike with a bunch of their friends and drink overpriced cocktails and take a bunch of photos in front of a wall that has wings on it. That's God's country. God's country is a bunch of people that went to Belmont University to study songwriting and then fail out of the music industry. That's God's country.
I'm not going to lie to you. I think this is hilarious. Morgan Wallen, musical guest at Saturday Night Live, hugged the host, the star of Anora, and then stormed off and posted this. He wrote, "Get me to God's country. I want to go to God's country on a private jet in my multi-million dollar house." Who is this guy? And look, thing is, you don't even have to know a lot about this guy to know that he is scum of the earth. To also say that New York is not your version of God and America is pretty performative and dumb at best.
Overall, though, no one really knows what the situation is exactly, but that's why Morgan Wallen is in the, gossip headlines again, because he basically stiffed Saturday Night Live. I don't know. Leave your comments down below how you feel about this whole situation. Was that normal? Do you think he was trying to send a message? What are your thoughts and opinions for this whole situation? But that is it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.